The moment we have all patiently been waiting for has finally arrived. No Man's Sky Beyond has officially landed. Today we will take a glimpse of what the team at Hello Games and Shamari has been working so hard on. Now this is not my review, this is just my first impressions of the VR mode as well as a bit of the rest of the update. I have a full scale review in the works, but it's going to take a bit of time to explore all Beyond has to offer. With that being said, let's dive into what may very well be the best experience No Man's Sky has offered us yet. I didn't know what to expect when I first put on my headset, but as soon as I did, I was simply in awe. The moment you hit the loading screen, you're sucked right in. With all the solar systems flying past your head, it's almost impossible not to look around you and just take it all in. Now there's a lot of things to cover in this video. As I stated, this is mostly for the VR experience, however we will talk about the many of the improvements that accompany this gigantic update. To start off, if you're new to the game, this is absolutely the perfect time to jump on in. With a revamped tutorial and new UI menus, you will find it very easy to take in all the information No Man's Sky has to offer. Now there's a new inventory system allowing you to hold so much more materials, making inventory much easier to manage. Now this is so great. This is a fantastic quality of life change. This will make playing the game so much better. All of your materials will be stored just as usual, but there's also a periodic table where if you're kind of confused on where to find a specific material, all you have to do is go into your menu, find the whatever you want, click on it, and it will actually tell you where to go find that. That's awesome. This is great. As a new player, it can be very hard to learn all the different compounds that you need to get and what does what. It's very complicated, and this just simplifies it in a pretty damn big way. Since this video is all about the VR experience, let's go ahead and talk about the most important factor first, the motion sickness. Well, there is none. From flying into space to jetpacking as high as I could, I never once felt queasy, though I am kinda used to VR titles, so that may be why. But as far as I can tell, the VR experience is extremely smooth, but if you do have any issues, be sure to sound off in the comments below. Now we got that out of the way, let's see how the VR experience truly holds up. I started a new game so I could experience all the new changes for myself. From the moment I was placed on my first planet, I fell in love. The world around me felt alive, from the ambient noises to the creatures walking around me and even the clouds floating above my head. Everything seemed to immerse me in this vast universe. Now as I walked around, looking for materials to repair my gear of course, I found myself stopping to look at all the different plants and trees. They just have so much detail and they even blow in the wind. You can tell all the hard work that's been done to make VR feel real. Now the multi-tool in VR feels great to shoot. It's so fun to aim it. It's a big difference between using a DualShock 4 controller and actually using the Move controllers. There's a huge difference. I recommend first going in with the Move controllers because it's the experience I recommend most. Now as I was collecting materials, then I got the message to go find my ship. This was the moment I was waiting for, to be able to see how the scaling of the ships actually match up compared to myself. I was not disappointed. As I got closer to my ship, I realized how different it actually is. I had to physically look up to see the entirety of the ship. The details on it are insane. I actually invested the first 10 minutes of the game just sitting there staring at my ship, checking out every little detail that I could. I even stuck my head into the engine blades, which probably wasn't the brightest idea. The experience of getting into the cockpit was incredible. For the very first time, I could see every detail, the piping, the exhaust vents, everything is visible, truly making me feel as if this was my ship. And better yet, since it was broken, there were sparks flying all over the place, and it really made me feel like I was inside a broken ship that needed to be repaired as fast as possible. As I repaired my ship, I looked forward to taking off, and soon I did. While I was engaging my engines, I looked out my window to see my wings and the nose of my ship, and I was simply in awe because in the base game, I could never really do that before. You couldn't see the wings of your ship or even the nose, and now you can. I could hear the ship creaking, fighting against the momentum as I was taking off into the atmosphere. It was glorious. Now I apologize if I don't give you guys good imagery of how this actually is. It's something that can't really be explained, only experienced. Feeling of sitting there in space, having the freedom to look out at my surroundings, the planets in the distance, the life-size asteroids right next to me, it was simply amazing. But this was a new save and had a boring starting solar system, so I decided to go back to my old save to experience my base I created firsthand. I'll let you see my first reaction. Sorry about the audio in this clip. It actually used my VR mic, so it's a little shitty.
Oh my god. This is incredible.
Wow. So as you could tell from my reaction, the base was awesome. As I walked in, I noticed the difference between the scaling instantly. The room I built outside of VR was so small and compact, but now it's a wide open area, truly making it feel like it's life-size. But this is nothing compared to my first reaction to summoning my prized S-Class ship. I apologize ahead of time for my language and all the oh my gods, I just couldn't help myself.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? This is so cool. Whoa. No way.
As you could tell from my reaction, this ship was so much more compared to that small little starter ship I had. It was incredible. I didn't think there'd be a big difference like this, but there was. The cockpit looked different, the wings looked different, just looking up looked different. It was so much bigger. This indicates to me that all ships have different scaling, which actually surprises me. I'm very excited to go ship shopping now to see the difference between all the many different ships that are in No Man's Sky, especially the S-Class ones. With that being done, there were two other things I just had to experience, my freighter and the Nexus. Let's start with the freighter. Now the first thing I noticed as I summoned my freighter was the sheer size it beholded. Now as I was flying to dock my ship, I realized how detailed everything actually is. Inside the freighter, the size of the docking bay was more than I expected. It was gigantic. Everything impressed me, from the lighting to my ship crew. It all seemed to immerse me even more into this world. Since I had to make this video, I had to make my gameplay session a little snappy so I could hurry up and get this out to you guys, because I want to share my very first VR impressions with you. This is not a video going into detail on everything you need to know. That will be coming. This is just my VR experience. Since I was in a hurry to get out, I knew I had one thing left to see before pulling myself away from the virtual world: the Nexus. As I mentioned in my other video, the Nexus is very easy to summon. It's just like the freighter. It looks very similar to the space anomalies in the game. Actually, in fact, I believe this is a replacement for it, as I haven't seen one since the update. For now on, this is where you'll be going to go talk to Nada. At least I think so. Now, I may be wrong because I haven't explored too much of Beyond yet, but I'm about to as soon as I get finished with this video. As I landed my ship inside, I realized it's gonna take a while to learn the ins and outs of this place, so expect more videos going over all the details you need to know. However, there are a few things I did discover here. For instance, the entire building system has actually been refined. Instead of being confused on where to get what, now there's a one-stop shop for many building parts. Now, I haven't had a time to fully explore the system yet, but I do plan to. I believe you purchased all these building parts with nanites, but I could be wrong. Give me some time and I will get a video out with everything you need to know. I also did have my first experience with my fellow travelers. It was actually really cool. I was up there in the Nexus talking to NPCs, trying to figure everything out, and all of a sudden one of this little get came by waving at me in the face. It was really cool. And then I pulled out my move controllers, I waved back. It was awesome. I love that experience. Now, I didn't really stop to talk to anyone because I was trying to get this video done, as you guys know, but still, it made for a really genuine experience, and I can't wait to run into people on actual planet surfaces. Though I could see how this could annoy people who aren't on the VR. If you're on the VR, I guess you could troll some people pretty hard just by going into their face and waving your controllers like crazy. That would be annoying, but still, this is really cool to actually be able to interact and wave to your fellow travelers. This adds immersion to the game. That's the whole point of this update, I believe, is immersion. Once again, this is just my first impressions of the VR mode. The following weeks will be filled with No Man's Sky content, so be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see more. That being said, let's move on to my final thoughts. I walked you guys through my first VR experience, so I hoped I was actually able to somewhat express what the game is like. It isn't perfect. With every big update, there's bound to be a shitload of bugs, especially in VR. I had lights flickering, clipping issues, but that doesn't put a dent into the fun I had. Now, I know this video is short on information, like the controls, which actually felt great, or the NPCs, the multiplayer, the variation, the new systems, the new everything. Don't worry, I have detailed guides on the way. I plan on making a new style of video pretty soon, soon, a gameplay type of video for No Man's Sky. I want to explore the galaxies and planets, and actually I plan on inviting you guys to join me. I'm gonna have viewers and subscribers come along with me on the journey, and we will go out and select different solar systems to place our home base at and start building a colony, if you will. I love having community events. That is what I really want to do with No Man's Sky. It's the perfect game to do that with, so if you're interested, make sure to let me know in the comments below. Finally, I want to say this is the best way to experience No Man's Sky. It truly makes a world of difference. The lush grass, it's so detailed, the weather, the ocean, so many amazing sights to behold, and I'm not even finished. This is just my impressions. I have plenty of content on the way. Thank you guys so much for watching. My last video did pretty well. I'm sure I'm not gonna have that luck with this video, but if I do, thank you so much for watching, and I do plan on making more stylized videos, improving my content. That's what I'm all about. I'm always trying to improve my content, so if you have any suggestions or critical feedback, let me know in the comments below. I don't take offense, so feel free. That being said, again, I want to thank you guys one more time for watching and sharing my first VR experience. I never really like showing clips of me getting excited because I sound stupid. I get all squeaky. I hate that shit. But I hope you guys enjoyed either way. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out of here. I got broads in Atlanta. She's at the lean, the family. Credit cards in